There's a lot of bureaucracy involved for Americans to visit Cuba. You need a olfac license and a commerce license, as well as a permit from the U.S. Coast Guard. The permit from the U.S. Coast Guard is called the 3300. To enable us to go to Cuba, we joined in a race, and the race organizers had done the work of getting the olfac license and the commerce export license, and they advised us on how to get the Coast Guard permit. It cost significant money to join the race, but I think it also smoothed our entry into Cuba because the yacht club organizing the race had spoken to the immigration officials, and it was a little bit easier perhaps. When you arrive in Cuba, usually you would go to Marina Hemingway. Marina Hemingway is the marina that's approved for Americans to go to because it is not owned by the government. So you sail into Marina Hemingway. You are supposed to announce your arrival on VHF radio, but usually no one is listening anyway. So you pull up at the Immigration and Customs building. Once you have entered the channel, the officials there will come and check your boat for contraband and maybe help themselves to a few little items, and then the passport control will take you ashore and photograph you, and you might think it's costing you nothing, but the next thing once you've gone to your slip in the Marina Hemingway, you are boarded by the port control, the veterinary food inspector. We didn't get the health inspector, but they would usually come and take your temperature and sell you compulsory health insurance, which is about $3 per person per day. All of the officials have their hands out for a tip, and if they come in groups, you got to tip each of them, or you feel you got to tip them. They each usually want about $20, but I think one should cut them down to about $5. So the costs are as follows. You convert your dollars into cooks, which is a Cuban convertible currency. That's what it stands for. $1 is one cook, but as a retaliation against sanctions, you only get officially 87 cents per dollar. And the costs for getting a visa are 75 cooks per visa, so that works out to a bit less than $100. And then there's another cost for 55 cooks, a despacho, a permission, which I'm not sure what it is, but maybe that's a cruising permit. So the harbor master collects that from you. The cost of the marina for boats less than 45 feet is 70 cents cook per foot per day. So that's $30 or $40 for us per day. Hemingway, Cuba, early in the morning, and Vanessa's doing her silk routine.
David and Jason are walking down one of the streets. Really, really old buildings. We've just been in the fort, and then across the way there's the castle of Havana.
رافي عاملين بيسرندين الجاري ها
on the castle across the river. We had to take a taxi through the tunnel. Here we are motoring to the beginning of the parade. It's the 500th anniversary of Havana, and we're part of the boat parade, which is really, really an exciting thing. Here you can see Havana. You can see there's a lot of construction happening. It seems to be fairly modern in some areas, but walking through the old city of Havana, there are so many old buildings built by the Spanish in the 1500s, and after that the colonial Spanish people. So pretty darn cool and interesting. Here we are passing the American Embassy. Today is the 4th of May, the centennial anniversary of Havana. The boats are all lining up for the start of the boat parade. And some of the other boats in the parade. And here we can see a whole lot of spectators. Here we have a whole lot of spectators watching the boat parade. Apparently there's supposed to be some international TV and obviously Cuban television. You can see some of the other castles in the background.
Big castle over there.
And the big castle that I've already shown a lot of footage of.
Oh, I didn't
with
notice
the
you filming
beautiful lighthouse. Other boats all following us in their position in the parade. And of course, a huge cruise ship. We are expected to turn around just before the cruise ship. They are worried about people going further up. I'm not quite sure whether it's some military issues. We've got them filming us or us filming them. So this is still more fort. Most of the boats that are in the boat parade are boats that entered the race from Key West to Havana. More of the beautiful architecture of Havana. And the lead boats of the boat parade.
We met a really nice guy. He was our tour guide. And supposedly he's supposed to be watching us do this. That boat right there is the schooner Wolf. Now it was supposed to be doing the parade and now this race with us. Boy, apparently this morning their captain was drunk. And when we were leaving the harbor, they went the exact opposite direction to where they were supposed to go. So, hey Wolf, glad you could join us. Oh, jeez.
A couple of days we toured the castle, and here we are today on the boat passing by. This castle was the site of lots and lots of fighting between the British, the Spanish, and even the Americans took over at one point. So pretty interesting history. And we're actually started the parade, and we'll go down right past the castle, and in fact between two different castles or forts. So here we have the sails out wing on wing, or goosed out. Post-race, I'm really excited to say that we were the second boat to cross the finish line. Again, thumbs up to David.
You got second place.
We are leaving Havana. Getting out of Havana wasn't too difficult. There weren't too many problems with customs or anything. But coming in, oh my gosh, they boarded the boat. We had all kinds of people. I can't even remember how many groups of different officials for checking your vegetables, checking your temperature, checking the contraband, passport, dock masters, everybody on your boat, and everybody on the boat asking for a handout, and some things actually went missing when they went through the boat for contraband. So people just have to keep an eye open for that. Our way out has been completely uneventful, but coming in, besides all the officials and that, we had really windy conditions, and the little channel into Marina Hemingway is really narrow, and with the wind blowing us sideways, it was pretty scary and hairy. So we never got any footage, because whenever there's those kind of really cool moments for viewing, we're all hands on deck.